This the book of Ezekiel 33, verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. First and foremost, I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. The honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, Haru well and teacher well, Shalom. To the hopefully elect men that scattered abroad, pushing the truth without sincerity. Shalom to those few sisters that's getting order and taking heed inside these last days. Coming through the quick video, just on the topic of this article. This blowing the horn, letting our people know where we at with them prophecy. The two major books that's going on that's about to come to pass, the second Esdras 15 and 16. More others as well, but a lot of 15 and 16 is going to be taking place. And as you can see in the article, it says, stock up while you still can. 2.4 billion people are already impacted by new global famine accelerating. Right? For something to be accelerating, that means it's going to be increasing. Right? So that number's going to be changing. It could be already changing by now. But just to bring it out, hey, we come to the times of where people finna be real desperate for food, to where a lot of people will be put to death just because of the fact that there's no food in the land, man. Right? So I'm just flow through this through the spirit and bring out a couple precepts, and that'll be that. Right? And I'm gonna go back into Ezekiel 33 and 33, right? Because we're giving a warning. We comes at the same spirit as Ezekiel today. Right? It says, Ezekiel 33 and 33, and when this cometh to pass, what? These prophecies, man. Right? The Charagma, the Revelation 13, 16 on down. Jacob's trouble, right? Jeremiah 30 and 7. World War III. And within those prophecies, right, you're going to have a lot of chaos. And one of these things of chaos is going to be what? Food famine. Food famine alone will have a lot of folks, tripping out. Why? Because they're not used to doing something that they do on a regular basis. It's going to be to a point where you can't eat how you used to eat. In America, hey, they try to say you should eat 3 times a day. We come to a time period where, hey, you'll be lucky if you eat 1 time a day. Right? So it says that when this comes to pass, lo, it will come, right? Because the Lord is at the author of confusion. These prophecies will come to pass whether you believe it or not. It says, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them, right? It's going to take for you eating on your child to be like, damn, them prophets were saying this. Where they at? It could be too late, right? Now I want to jump to the book of so like the second Esdras 15 and 1. Second Esdras 15 verse 1, and I'm gonna jump down after that. Behold, speak down the ears of my people, right? The Lord's people is the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, the Latinos, and the Native American Indians, right? Those are the Lord's chosen people. It says, speak down the ears of my people the words of prophecy, right? To prophesy, to speak on the event beforehand. Tell a vision. Tell what's finna actually happen before it actually happened. Habakkuk the 2nd chapter. Habakkuk 2 verse 3. Right? I'm gonna grab that too as well, Lord willing. It says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Right? All these things the Lord has spoken about will come to pass. Right? Like I said, whether you believe it or not, but right, hey, it won't tarry in a little bit. Right? We're going to see the inflation goes into hyperinflation. Right? Shelves going to be pretty much empty. People going to be spending their last dollars just trying to buy the last little bit of food on the shelf. But it's what the commercials say, wait, there's more. Right? Because with that being said, what happened to the people that can't afford it? Well, hell, it's going to be a purge, man. Right? The love of many shall wax cold. Matter of fact, grab that first. Right? Because with no food and people gonna be in desperate time, desperate, right? They're gonna pretty much, don't mind putting other folks to death. Right? This book of Matthew 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right? When that love wax cold, you're going to see, hey, man, this ain't nothing yet. What you see people, may kill somebody and, over some shoe money or whatever. Just imagine when there's no food, right? And everybody's desperate. Well, not the men of the Lord, and his remnant, right? Because we already understand what's going on, right? But it's just the point, right? People are going to be in a whole different spirit, right? I'll go back to second Esdras. And I'm going to go to 6 right quick. 6:22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Right? And all these places like Walmart, Kroger, Food Depot, BJ's, whatever local grocery store you have, farms, meat markets, whatever. Right? These places are going to be found empty. Especially when the food famine actually going to full effect. People going to be raiding inside these, man. They're going to be raiding these stores. They're going to be raiding the distribution centers, right? Hell, they're going to be raiding the trains. Trains have a lot of goods on them as well, too. But that's what this is going to result to, right? A lot of chaos. Right, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Right, and so it got to be a real bad time for you to look at your friend as an enemy. You come to a time where you're gonna be looking at your child as food, right? Cannibalism will be back on the scene, right? That's how desperate folks gonna be to where they will consider putting a child to death just to eat for the night. And it could be not just the child, it could be the husband, it could be the wife, cousin, auntie, whatever, right? But just by seeing the article, it says stack it while you still can. 2.4 billion people are already impacted, right? So them thoughts going through folks' head now. Just how much more when it's a lot less food on the shelves, Matter of fact, I'm going to go from there to 2 Esdras 15. And I'm going to start at 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, right? Destruction is coming amongst this whole world, man. Not just Babylon the Great, right? So-called America. But the whole world. So for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. Right, to the point where folks gonna be running inside your shit. You got what I need. Like I always say, like, man, folks gonna be killing folks behind the last 2 cups of noodles on the shelf. Shit, I remember when the C-19 first popped off, folks got stabbed over some tissue. So this is how much more when there's food on the line. Right? Somebody finna get hanged inside Kroger, Walmart, wherever you at. Right? Hey, even inside your house, right? He said invading one another, right? Invading your own private privacy. Why? Because they don't have no food inside their house, right? And they got 6 kids, So like I said, hey, like the Snickers commercial say, you're not you when you're hungry. So folks be in a whole different spirit, all because of the lack of bread. Right? It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition. A matter of fact, hey, what's the modern day sword? That gun, knife, machete, whatever. That just the sword for today is really more so the gun. So there's gonna be a lot of killing going on. Why? Because there's no food, man. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. We come to that time where people are not going to regard what the governors, the president has to say. People are going to be fed up, right? There's no food. Babylonians don't think don't think that this time will not come, right? So they're going to be fed up to where they're going to take the matters inside their own hands, running inside these stores, running inside people's houses. I don't know, there's a video, some years ago. You know, Edomite said, hey, my kids won't go hungry, right? And if you know the little history behind Edomite, they love they meat raw. So just imagine they catch Jake on these back streets or right inside your house, you know? They're going to skin your ass alive, you know? I'm gonna jump down to verse 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, right? So we blowing the horn, letting you know that, hey, these times is coming. Folks already getting geared up, right? They read these same articles like we read these articles, you know, but they read it without no protection of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you know? Meaning, hey, they see these things and they gearing up with their swords and they ready, like, know what? It's going to come to that time we got to lay somebody down. Might have to lay a whole family down, you know? It says a man should have no pity upon his neighbor. When you have no pity, you have no remorse. You don't care if you got a 4-month-old child, you know, you trying to feed some food to, or you trying to feed some applesauce to a toddler. You know, got some Seder applesauce or whatever. You know, nobody not gonna care about that. They're gonna put you to death and that child to death so they can eat for the night. You know, it can be a lot of kick those going on. A real purge will pop off, right? Like I said in the article, it says 2.4 billion, and it's going to be accelerating, right? It says, and spoil their goods, right? Meaning to steal because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, right? It's going to be like a time like never before, man, right? But that's just the point on that. I want to bring that out through the Spirit, Lord willing. You know, it's edifying and to the point. Right? I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash. Till next time I say Shalom.